welcome to the Ruby and Roses channel. My name is Addy. I am the yarn dyer behind Ruby and Roses Yarn, and in this video today it is going to be unlike any other video I've ever put out because this is the very first day of dyeing yarn in my brand new studio space, and I am so thrilled. I cannot wait to start dyeing yarn, and I cannot wait to take you along in the process. It's going to be a bit of a day in the life vlog, but just sort of filming, giving you a tour for the first time of my brand new studio space now that it is pretty much near completion. It's definitely functional. I still have a few like artistic touches left to put on the space, but for the most part it is looking so good, and I cannot wait to finally show you guys the new space and just everything about today. I am so excited to get started. So I am currently about to head out. I'm currently in my apartment and I'm about to drive over to the studio. So let's get started. Thank you guys so much for tagging along today, and I hope you enjoy this day in the life vlog of my first day back as a yarn dyer after taking a 2-month break because of moving to a different state. So yeah, I will go ahead and flip the screen around and let's drive to the studio. So I just arrived at the studio, and here's the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. So right when you walk in the door, this is sort of like what you see. I'll go ahead and flip the screen around and give you a close-up view. So I have these lovely big windows here that will be perfect for taking photos with. And then these cubes over here, I'm going to end up putting tons of new yarns in. I plan to fill them up. I'm obsessed with these lamps. I think they're so cool. And then this is going to be my winding corner. As you can see, I have like my skein winder over there. It still needs to be put together. That's one thing I have to do still. And then I have all of the baskets lined up over here. So these are all in the shop except for this new type of basket I am going to be adding into the shop, which I am so obsessed with. But as you can see, I have a ton of shopping totes, quite a few spacious, some essential. I have 2 oval market baskets. Of course, my trusty dehumidifier. And then the yarn wall. The yarn wall is like expanded so much. It's definitely twice as big as it was in my last studio space. And then I have a lot of cubes over here along with brand new drying racks, which will hold so many skeins. And then another really fun lamp because I'm obsessed with them. I think it makes it look so cozy. And then all of these yarns are mostly mini sets, a few other colorways in there. I have a lot of fun plans for my next shop update. So as you can see, I have a lot of tonals and some that definitely need to be restocked, some space for some new ones. So if that'll kind of give you a hint of something that's been brewing in my headspace lately. And then I have all of these colorways that are all in the shop, which you would have seen in my last place. Time to start dyeing up new ones and restocking some of the old. So yeah, it's gonna be so fun. Here are some sock sets. But anyways, over here is going to be like my desk space. As you can see, it's definitely still needing a little bit of work. And then my order packaging station is going to be so fun and so much more space than my last place. So I can have a designated order packaging and then my computer desk area, but it's at home right now. And then I found these awesome blocks on Etsy that I'm going to be like hanging up here once the rest of them arrive. Here's the undyed yarn room, all my ties, and just, getting that all set up. And then time to go into the back room. I am so in love with my dye studio, you guys. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's turn on all the lights. Sorry if I'm making you a bit dizzy. So over here is sort of in the back of the room. I have like ladder and random stuff, but I have all my pans, tons of new dyes. This I actually painted. I have all of the space, massive sink. So fun. I'm gonna have all these bins down here and then all of my current dyes. And I love this like these glass cubes, such a fun detail, very retro. So now that you've seen the space, it is time for me to throw on some gloves and an apron and get to work for the first time ever in this new space. I'm so thrilled, and I'm even more excited to take you along on my day as the very first time I'm in the studio getting to work. And I'm so excited. Let's get into it. I am currently tying up some yarn before I start dyeing, and these are all 10 gram minis, so I thought I'd give you a little bit of my plan for the day of what I plan to dye, and I will give you more details on just like future plans later. But at the moment I am going to be dyeing up, filling my whole oven with one-of-a-kind 10 gram mini sets, because for one, you all love them. You've pretty much sold me out of all of the ones that I brought with me from Missouri and just the ones that I've dyed in the previous months. So I decided it's totally time to restock some, and it's just such a good source of inspiration for me. I love dyeing up one-of-a-kinds, and I have so many colors in my head since I've like not been able to dye yarn for so long, and so I think this will just be like a perfect time to just like be so inspired and just be able to just do all of that. So anyways, that's my plan, filling up my entire oven, and I'm actually going to be saving a set for me of each one of these because I'm really dying to make like some wall art. So just like, I forget exactly what the type of knitting is called. I should know this, but if you watched my last podcast, I was talking about it then. And it's just going to be super fun, just like a really fun piece. Like I might knit, you know, one way and then knit another, sort of like a Stephen West style, but like for wall art. I think it's going to be really fun. So just a lot of different, lots of colors, lots of different styles of mini sets, like different palettes, etc. So I can't wait to see what I come up with today, and yeah, tying up tons of minis. First mini set, and I'm so excited. I love it so much. It is basically a lot of warm tones with a few cool tone speckles, as you can see, but I really love it. I love the way it turned out. I will do, I can show you a little bit of what it looks like, and then yeah, just keep in mind that it's going to change a ton before, like once it's all washed and dried and everything, since that's how it goes with minis. It's super unpredictable for like to see what it's gonna look like at the end. I can kind of guess, but like just from like glancing at the top. I've also pulled up the middle one so you can see what the base coat looks like. So I will flip the screen around and show you what the first mini set looks like. And then I was gonna take you along on some of the process of like how I choose colors, but I just decided to just go ahead and go for it. I just stick with this one for today and then really start dyeing up a lot more tomorrow. So I guess we'll just see. I just went for quality rather than quantity. That's pretty much what I do. It's like a motto I have in my head because it's always safe to do that. So I will definitely be dyeing a lot more tomorrow, and all of the yarns you saw at the beginning of the video are ready to ship, so you can purchase any of those, and I will be shipping your orders out same as usual because I'm back and I am ready to start shipping orders and dyeing yarn and all of it. So just wanted to let you know. So I have a dark gray, light gray, bright red. These are some pops over here. These are just different hues of pinks that I have lined up. I have a beautiful deep brown, like that's my favorite shade of purple right there for those that are curious. And then a few more neon tones, and then yeah, some light ones. Here, this one might be my favorite because I love the blues and the greens along with that like bright red. It's such a fun mixture. We have this one, you can kind of see. This is super cool. I loved doing a more watercolor look, so that's gonna dye, like knit up slightly variegated, which I love, and just like high water level for the speckles. So pretty. But anyways, these are some of the colors. And yeah, as you can see, it is gonna be a massive mini set, but I am so here for it. And another thing, I was going to just be so careful with this new floor, and I actually, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I painted all of this floor, and it looks so good, but I've already got dye on it my first day back. So I think I'm just decided it's just gonna be like a color palette on the floor because it's just unavoidable. I'm a kind of a messy dyer, but I guess it's just the way it is. back home and Devin is cooking some pork tenderloin, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Making some pork loin.
Nice. And yeah, that is what we are up to. The part I'm really excited for is the fact he's putting lime juice on it. And yeah, he's never cooked it before, but it looks so good already.
I'm stoked.
Hello again. It's almost a week later, and the reason I decided to do 2 separate days in one vlog was because I feel like the first one I was just getting my feet wet, and then I feel like there's more to show you now that I've been dyeing yarn for like almost a full week now. And I'm actually filling up my sink at the moment because I'm washing some yarns. And yeah, I'm really excited because I am going to be prepping for like a massive one-of-a-kind update. And I've never done anything like that before. And it just has me so excited because they're all just complete one-of-a-kinds. Just, you know how much I love like just creative freedom, like mix whatever colors I want without having to make a recipe for it. There's only going to be one that I can reproduce. Which is funny, but it's just not my norm, and I'm really loving the change. So it's going to be my rarity collection, and it's going to launch April 16th at 2 p.m. Central Time. So mark it on your calendars because this is going to be an update you're not going to want to miss out on. So I can show you like some of the yarns that I've been working on, and yeah, just take you around the studio. As you can see, this thing back here, I don't think I've told you guys about it yet, but this was actually a big plywood board filled with tons of wires for a fax machine. It looked really ugly and like, yeah, a major eyesore. So I actually went to buy some fabric and like staple gunned it to the sides, and then I did like some really fun abstract paint on it. So I can show you an up close of that, but it was super fun and I loved blending the colors. So I was like, it made me feel like I missed dyeing yarn. Tantalizing because I was mixing all these colors, but I wasn't able to put them on yarn. But this is so fun. Just, it looks like art and it looks so intentional. So only you guys will know that it's something that was already up and I was trying to cover it up. So yeah, I'm excited. So I will go and show you the yarns as soon as I finish rinsing all of these yarns. I am obsessed with my sink. It is so cool. It can hold an entire oven's worth of yarn, which if you're an indie dyer, you know how insane that is. But yeah, it's just literally cut my wash time in half, which I am so thankful for. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to get to work and then show you all of the one-of-a-kind yarns so you can be as excited for this update as I am. Said that I was going to show you guys the colorways, but I am starving. It is really late and I'm gonna eat my lunch now, but afterwards I will definitely be showing you all of the fun colors because I even like color coordinated them on the drying racks. But it took so long washing the yarn, more than normal, because I had to do a double rinse on one of them because I wasn't on like the really dark one, because I wanted to make sure there was going to be no bleeding in your finished products because it's so dark. So if I have a dark color, I tend to double rinse just to be on the safe side because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. But yeah, I'll give you a sneak peek. I love these colors so much. And then, yeah, I am really excited for lunch because Devin, I realized that I never gave you a review on Devin's pork tenderloin. It was so good. He did an amazing job. And then he's made, what is it? It's Old Bay jambalaya. I almost said gumbo. It's not gumbo. Old Bay jambalaya is what he made last night. And so I brought that to lunch with me. And yeah, it is so good. It's very unique. I've never had a ton of seafood dishes in my life, probably because I grew up in Missouri. But yeah, it's really good. He loves to cook seafood. So that is what I'm going to be eating before showing you the colorways and getting back to work and doing the very glamorous part of washing my dye pans. This is so yummy. So good. So I love how the way this one turned out. It's very moody, and I asked you all on Instagram what you were wanting to see in the shop, what colorways you want me to create, and that's way more color accurate. I'm trying to get it to look like it actually does, but yeah, I asked you on Instagram what kind of color and color combos you want to see in the shop, and a few of you said really moody ones. So I feel like this fits that bill perfectly. It's just extremely dark and definitely has some black spots, but you see all of these like color undertones to it, which I think is super cool. But yeah, I love it. It's going to be a hard one to photograph. I can already tell how, just because of how it's looking on video, but that I would say is very true to life right there. This whole, like all the colors everywhere. But yeah, I'm obsessed with these like light green patches, and then have some bright purples in there, a little bit of yellow, just a lot of fun colors and everything just all combined. So this will be a really fun one. And if you have any name suggestions for any of these, I'm definitely open to name some of these, whatever kind of names you're thinking. So comment down below this video and I would love to hear some suggestions. This one is a beautiful blue 10 gram mini skein set that I'm working on. I still have to dye up one more color, so I'll do that tomorrow. But my favorite in this set is right here. This is going to be a tonal ASAP. And what's cool about this mini set is I really wanted to do a lot of red toned like blues. And I feel like this just nails that kind of color palette. Just all of these really fun colors. And yeah, I'm obsessed, especially with that one, like that combo. Oh, so good. So anyways, I have one left to dye, and then this is like my blue toned mini set, and then over here I have a green mini set, which was super fun to create. I mean, it's mostly greens. We obviously have that really fiery like monarch orange right there, super fun. But yeah, I love this one as well. Super different from the others, but yeah, this combo right here, super fun. Very much a major difference. And then this is like a really gray green. So yeah, a lot of fun things coming. I hope you guys are excited for these mini sets. So if you love green, we have this one, and then obviously the blue one. And then over here, this is one of the sock sets I'm working on. All of these beautiful colors. And then over here, we have the coordinating mini for this one, and then the coordinating mini for this green, filled with a lot of speckles. And I think this is going to be such a fun pop. I originally paired this with like a purple, but I'm like, you know what? I love this so much. I think it just makes it so much more spring, summery, and just really pops the speckles in here. And then of course we have this one like I already showed you. And then over on the other side, we have this sock set. In this one, I really want to do two coordinating minis with it. So I'm going to do one in this, like I said, my future tonal in the shop. I definitely have to create this into a tonal at some point because it is so gorgeous. And then a mini like this, and I think that just suits it so well. And these are just so fun. It's extremely bright, very much summery, with just lots of fun speckles. Like this one, it's still wet, so it's sort of hard to see, but I just love how that complements each other. And then what it looks like on Stellina and Soft Rose is just beautiful. I've so enjoyed dyeing the space lately. It just picks up speckles so beautifully and I'm never gonna get tired. Never get tired of it. But what I also want to mention is the fact that I'm going to be having DK weight sock sets in the shop. So I dyed up a few of each of these one-of-a-kind colorways on DK weight because I asked you all on Instagram. Again, I've been like doing tons of Instagram stories lately, just probably spamming you with a ton of those. But I asked you all if you enjoy knitting DK weight socks, and so many of you said yes, and you were just dying for me to create some of those on that base, and so they're coming April 16th, along with all of these colorways in sock set form. Also, since we last spoke, I now have a winding corner. It took me 2 hours to figure out how to put those in because there was metal studs. So it was slightly difficult to like put in wall anchors and metal studs, but it worked and I am thrilled. So that is going to be a future winding corner. But over here, the reason I came over here was because I wanted to show you some more mini sets that I worked on. So this one you actually saw in the dye pans. This is what it turned out to look like. It's like a really horrible way of showing it in the bin, but you can kind of see a bit of the colors just because they're all sort of hidden. But this one is still my favorite. I cannot wait to have this wound up. And yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed. This one is pastels. So definitely not my normal. I don't do a lot of pastels. They're just, I prefer the more like saturated tones, as you know. But I know a lot of you enjoy pastels and really wanted to see some in the shop. So this pastel, of course, is gorgeous. But you know me, I couldn't do just straight pastels. I had to do a few like really saturated colors, but that really makes it pop. I'm so glad that I put that yellow in there. And then, yeah, those are some, ooh, that was a cool shot. All of that, you can kind of see more of the color. So it's just a really fun springy mini set. And then again with the moody tones, because I'm just obsessed with them, this one was really fun to dye, and it was so nerve-wracking because it was so dark. I was trying to get all of them to look different from the last, and I really, really love the way it turned out. As you can see, we have like some bright greens, but they're just like completely, I don't want to say dulled, but like, I don't know, over dyed with that beautiful like dark gray. So yeah, lots of these minis coming your way. And then over here, this is ready to get wound, these green sock sets. So yeah, that is what I'm working on. I still want to dye up one more neon mini set for the update. So I hope that will be dyed up this week. I am going to get this vlog edited and up on YouTube tomorrow. So by then I will have released some extremely exciting news. Christmas Advents of 2022 are going to be in the shop a week from today when this goes live, and I am so excited. I cannot wait to tell you everything that I have planned about this year's Advent. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because I've been getting a lot of questions lately about asking whether or not I plan to do Advents this year since you purchased last year's and are excited to see the what I have planned for this year. It's pretty cool that this is my 3rd year doing Advents. I still can't believe it. It feels like, yeah, just time goes by so quickly. But I am just going to put a picture up of like the thumbnail of the listing. So it's not going to be featured, the colors in that photo are not going to be featured in the colorways themselves. They are going to be complete one-of-a-kinds, all 25 of them. I'm going to design them again as a fade, so I'm going to have them be very color coordinated and kind of flow from one color to the next. I might have some sections that aren't your typical fade, but you know how I do fades. Yeah, it's going to be that kind of setup again, just like last year's, because you all loved it so much and I truly enjoyed that dye process. So that's what I'm going to be doing again this year. And the pretty exciting thing about this year's Advent is the fact that I'm going to be creating a pattern to go along with it. So it is going to be holding 2 strands of fingering weight double. That's all I'm going to say, because I wanted to like just give you a little hint of the pattern that's going to be with it, because it's going to be a shawl and it's going to be 2 strands of fingering held double. And I cannot wait to start designing this and put it in the Advent, and that way you can have like the whole experience of opening the yarn, starting with the pattern already picked out, and kind of like if you choose to knit the pattern, you could totally wait to see what it looks like and other people knitting it before you start. But I definitely wanted to do it this year. I think it would be so fun, and yeah, I cannot wait to get started. So it's going to be DK weight technically, because that's what 2 strands of fingering held together equals out to. And the reason I chose that was because I feel like Christmas is already a busy season, and it can be sometimes hard to follow along on advent patterns because the majority of them are fingering weight, just because it's so time consuming and not all of us have like 2 to 3 hours to spend on a project a day. So I'm hoping DK weight will be a great like middle for that, to not have to devote so much time to it. So anyways, I cannot wait. I'm going to start dyeing those up very soon, and I'm going to be, just having so much fun with those. Stay tuned. They will be launching April 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, I'm excited. A lot of fun things happening, and I haven't even told you the half of it yet. I feel like I have so many fun things planned for the next few months, and yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun. So thank you all so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or ideas for color combos, like I mentioned, please leave them down below, or any colorway names, any things like that. I will love to look over it and see if one of your names get chosen. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.